Hello everybody, Cindy here. I'm just going to wait for a moment. This is a bit of a late video for me, but I've just finished work and I thought I would drop in and just have a little chat to you about your dis-ease. So I'm just going to wait and see for a second if anyone wants to join me live, and if not, that's okay. All right, so let me just really chat into what's going on. Hello Freya, lovely to have you with me. Let me talk to you a little bit about what's going on in your dis-ease. Okay, now I use the word dis-ease because if we say dis-ease, then it actually means there's something wrong. When dis-ease is simply an imbalance or a disharmonization, right? So there's actually an imbalance in something that's going on. It's not diseased, right? I like to just always, hi Fiona, I'd love to always use the word dis-ease, because really if we use that, what we're saying is that the body is out of balance at some level. So when we think of the word dis-ease, what we're looking at is the mind, the emotional, the spiritual, and the mental. So every single person that I work with, we look at the energetics, so the emotional body of the person, the emotional traumas or the emotional blocks. Then we look at the environment. So what's going on inside of them and how is that being reflected out into the external world? And then we complement with the foods and the medicines. So I want to just talk to you how that works and what's happening for you, because every single person, it doesn't matter whether you're, say, the healthiest physical person in the world. Hello everybody, lovely to have you. What's happening is you will have some sort of emotional dis-ease, or you will have some type of physical dis-ease, or you may have even some environmental dis-ease. So you're hypersensitive to your environment, okay? So let's think about this. I just want to talk to you about how this happens. So everything that's going on for you physically, for those of you who are here now, tell me just in the comment box, just pop in, where do you feel dis-ease in your physical body? So just the body part, it might be ears, it might be nose. Just let me know, where in your body do you feel the physical dis-ease? And it may be, feel free to comment and I'll reach out to you and we'll talk about it at a later time in the video. But what actually is happening is that body, that physical body, is the manifestation of dis-ease from an emotional, right, or mental trauma or block that comes from fear. Now, fear, everybody, and we all have it, so there's nobody that can say that they don't, because we do. Fear is a future illusion that something bad is going to happen. That is what fear is. And what happens is, in the whole energetic system that we are, so this beautiful, vibrating, vibrant, holy, powerful people that we are, the minute we start to allow ourselves or hold on to fear, it sends an emotional block into our physical body. So energy, my friends, cannot flow freely. Okay, and when energy cannot flow freely and do what it needs to do, then we create a disharmony and imbalance in the body. Now, the first thing that suffers here is magnesium. It will shoot out of your body so fast. There is nothing that burns magnesium faster in your body than stress. Okay, stress is so incredibly toxic for our system on so many levels. But normally the stress that we have comes from an emotional fear. All right, so just think about that for a moment. What are you afraid of? And I asked myself this question today, and it's that if I do something, I'm going to neglect my children. And that was really strong for me. You know, there's certain things that I really feel I need to do, but part of me actually worries that if I do that, am I going to be neglecting my child as much as I give to them and love them? So I carry this type of fear. And then that will cause a disharmonization or a mineral imbalance. Thank you, Alison. Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you. To be able to then keep my body vital and strong. So the emotional fear that you carry translates to a physical dis-ease in the body. Where the dis-ease is showing up, thank you, Alison, for your transparency. Where the dis-ease is showing up is going to tell us a lot about the emotional fear. Okay? So, Alison, I'm going to reach out to you and we'll chat about that there. So here's what I want to say to you. To be able to heal your dis-ease, you have to change the energy around that which caused it in the first place. Now, I don't care which condition you think you've got, what you've been labelled with. You know, I work with people who have the most severe of cases of diseases or labelled diseases, but really we just bring it back to a disease in the body, and where is the minerals being disrupted, and how can we change the frequency around the mind and the emotional body to be able to heal the condition. So think about this. If you have pain in your lower hip, your left hip, Alison, there, your pain in your left hip, what is that continual thought pattern that's been going on for you for a really long time that's held you in that state of physical disease, right? So that's a frequency, that's a thought. To be able to shift you out of that, to be able to move to that next level of healing, we have to create a whole new frequency of emotion, a whole new frequency of feeling to be able to shift from a diseased state to an eased state. Yeah? We have to be able to shift from an imbalanced state to a balanced state simply by changing the platform of which it was created in the first place. So I'll give you something very simple that you can now work with to go to a little tool, a little tip, like I always like to do. I like to give you something to do so you can always start to change your world and become your own remedy. So think about this. You can choose fear or you can choose faith. Fear is a future illusion that something bad is going to happen. Faith is a future feeling that something good has happened, right? So if anything presents in your life, and even in your daily thoughts, they can tend to go towards fear. But if you choose faith, and I'm not talking about religion, I'm talking about choosing the frequency that feels better, the faith, the love, the gratitude, you will actually change the frequency of your whole cellular system, which creates a whole different set of healing because you're not stressing yourself out. Okay? So think about this. This is just a very perfect example. If you go into a state of fear, you might tell yourself things like, what if I can't do that? What if I'm not smart enough? What if I get sick and then I can't do this and look after my children? What if my child goes and eats all this crap food and then gets really sick and I have to look after them? What if my husband goes off and has an affair, right? So you're constantly creating this fear or this future illusion that something bad is going to happen based on an emotional trauma or an emotional block that you've had, most probably from childhood. But here's where you get to have power, and here's where you get to have choice. In that moment that your mind goes toward fear, and we do it every day, and it's a matter of catching ourselves, and it's a matter of waking ourselves up, that moment that your mind goes toward the fear, I want you to do this. I want you to say to yourself, stop. I want you to say stop. And I want you to go towards faith. What if my husband and I have the most amazing relationship? What if my child is vibrant and well? What if my child devours this big fat gluten bun here, right, and feels really energized? Can you see the difference in the energy of my body to what if fear creates lack, fear creates restriction, fear creates stress, fear creates imbalance. Now, everyone's going to have it, but here's where you have power. You get to choose whether you go that way or you get to choose whether you go this way. And I promise you, the more you start to choose faith, which is the future illusion that something good has happened, the more you choose faith, the more you will automatically be pulled that way. The more frequency you get, the more time, the more energy, the more healing, the more balance, the more love. the more you pull yourself to the other way because of past conditioning, past patterns, past cycles that you're constantly on, this rat wheel that goes round and round and round, the more you create more of what you don't want and less of what you do want. So dis-ease is really about a fear or an emotional stress that's being translated by a block into the body, where energy is not free to flow. Your body cannot use oxygen, so you start to fight and it starts to have to create all these imbalances to try and get you well. Your body is wisdomatic, but you need to be able to help it along the way. You need to be able to gift it faith, you need to be able to gift it love and start to change your frequency to change your disease. Okay, and I hope that this has served you in some way. And it was a bit of a long video tonight, but I've just been working with some beautiful women and some men and going through a little healing of my own today. And I thought, what a perfect time to drop in and just talk to you a little bit about what's actually happening. So nothing, it doesn't just appear because it's appeared. Like your lower back, Alison, is not just there because it's decided to be there. It's there because there's stress. It's there in the lower back because at some point you'll be carrying the load. At some point there'll be some sort of relationship or financial stuff going on. There'll be a feminine issue going on. And the other thing is that your body then will be depleted of the minerals of magnesium, and then that allows oxidative stress of the cells, which actually creates inflammation, which is the pain that you feel. Okay, so it's a whole systematic level of healing when you create some sort of dis-ease in the body. And I hope that this has served you in some way. If you've got any questions and you'd like to pop them in, please feel free to do that and I will get back to you absolutely. So sending you all so much love. Choose faith over fear. Switch your mind and you switch your life. And you start to create a frequency that you want to be in every day, and you'll be more of what you do want and less of what you don't. So sending you all so much love. I'm going to go now. Take care, and we'll speak really soon. Bye for now.